Welcome back to Me Personally Podcast. I'm your host, Mayo K. Siafa. I'm here with
your boy Jack and John. Yes, sir. We back in here finally.
I
don't even know when the last time we recorded, bro. It's been so long, bro.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Last time I recorded a podcast. Last time I see the sun.
No, for real, bro. I've just been too busy with everything, bro. I don't know, but no excuses now. We back.
We're back. This is going to be a little different podcast than we usually do, since we are right in the middle. Well, not in the middle. The start of the NFL free agency offseason. So we're going to do a little free agency offseason special. And let's just get right into it. So we thought we had the trade of the decade with Maxx Crosby heading to Baltimore. But some doctors in Baltimore decided to fail the physical. And today we're breaking down the fallout of that failed physical and the absolute madness that followed. So what's your thoughts? Before we talk about what happened eventually afterwards, what was your original thoughts? Since you're a Baltimore Ravens fan, your original thoughts about the Maxx Crosby trade and then when the trade was backed out.
So it was one of those where were you moments when it happened. I was in the softball press box, and I didn't get the notification actually. I think it was either you or somebody had said it in the press box, and I was like, no way, we just got Maxx Crosby. And then I actually checked Instagram, and Adam Schefter and the NFL posted it, and I was so hyped, bro. I was like, finally, we got the pass rusher we've been needing. We haven't got an actual decent pass rusher in a long time. And I was so hyped. Kyle Van Noy was going to get some help. The backers would get some help just because of the pressure that he brings. Kyle Hamilton don't got to be sent on blitzes every now, like that much. Like, I was just hyped because I was just playing like all the details in my head in terms of like defense. Man, I was ecstatic. I'm not gonna lie. I was ready. Like, I was ready to see him in a Baltimore uniform, bro. I was so hyped. I was happy. I was like, man, this is it right here. Because now we got basically a whole new team, and we just add in defensive weapons. Our defense is not that bad, but just adding Maxx Crosby would have just took us over the top, I think. So I was hyped. I'm not gonna lie.
Honestly, I thought, like, I was surprised that it was the Ravens because I heard Cowboys and Bears. The Bears was going to trade. I heard the Bears was the main one. So when I saw the Ravens, I'm like, okay, that's a shocker because you don't really see the Ravens making moves like this.
Yeah,
they're usually out here signing a 40-year-old wide receiver.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why it was surprising to me. That's why I was so hyped because it wasn't like Odell Beckham or like an old wide receiver that's not the same as he used to be.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was so hyped. It was actually a good defensive, player. That's obviously he's battled an injury or whatever, but like he's still Maxx Crosby, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, but it turns out it seemed the Ravens already knew that he was hurt because he had the meniscus surgery on his knee.
Yeah,
but I guess some are saying they were scared, so they backed out. Some said they realized that we can sign someone else and still keep our 2 first-round picks, who is just as good and a little bit cheaper than him. So I guess that's what they probably did. Like, they backed out and decided to try trade for sign Trey Hendrickson. So what was your thoughts when you heard about them backing out the trade and then your later reaction to Trey Hendrickson?
So the backing out the trade, I was in the softball press box again yesterday, and when we backed out the trade, I was like, bro, we've already lost half of our team because half of our team are free agent, bro. They've been going crazy signing. John Harbaugh basically took the whole Baltimore Ravens team to New York. Basically, we've lost half of our team to the New York Giants and to different teams in the AFC. Shout out to them for signing good deals or whatever. But once we lost Maxx Crosby, I kind of felt like we not because we still haven't really made no moves like that for real, and we just wasn't making no moves in free agency when the Maxx Crosby trade got rescinded or whatever. I was hurt. I'm not gonna lie, but signing Trey Hendrickson, that's a good pickup too. I can't be mad at that. Uh, Apparently, the Ravens were trying to get both. That might be a rumor might not even be true. It would be interesting to see if that was actually true, on if they was actually trying to get both of them. Because I
I
feel
was
like the trade, sending 2 first rounders. Okay, that's makes sense. And then we just signed Trey Hendrickson. So
yeah, I don't know how true that rumor is because like the cap is already crazy because the reason why
yeah,
they was losing people because they couldn't sign them because the Maxx Crosby trade, all that cap room. But yeah, I was about to say because besides the Maxx Crosby trade, sorry, the Ravens haven't been doing anything. They let Isaiah Likely walk, which I still think is kind of a little tampering right there from Jared Harbaugh because you resigned before he left. He resigns Max Andrews like a week before he got fired, and then Isaiah Likely just walks away. Where some people were saying that Isaiah Likely is more the tight end one now compared to the Mark Andrews. So
yeah. I didn't like. I think John Harbaugh definitely got something to do with all these players going to New York.
mm-hmm.
Uh, as much as I don't like to be this guy, but bro, we got to investigate because there's no way. Like he took the whole team almost, bro. Like, and I'm more upset about the Isaiah Likely because, like you said, he's more of a number one than Mark Andrews, in my opinion. Even though Mark Andrews is leading in all the stats in our franchise history or whatever. I just think I don't know. Likely was the one I didn't want to see go. I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
and I don't think we did. There's no way we had enough money to get both Maxx Crosby and Trey Hendrickson. There's no way. So I think that was just a lie, and they trying to cover up of why they rescinded out of the Maxx Crosby trade. But yeah,
So if you had Malik Willis as the most coveted QB in free agency on your 2026 bingo card, I think it's time to collect because the Dolphins have officially made their move, releasing Tua and signing Malik Willis for a 3-year, $67.5 million contract. And that move made ripples effects that's being felt from Atlanta to even to Minnesota. So, what's your thoughts? Is Malik Willis the franchise guy, or are the Dolphins just buying time for a draft?
I think they just buying time. I don't think that's like your guy. Uh, what he was doing in last season, I think what he was doing last season is like something that like there's a good reason that they picked him up. Uh, but I don't think that's not your guy. I think he did great at Green Bay, right? I think he played well in Green Bay, but I don't think that's. I think they're just buying time to try to see who's gonna come out of the draft. Maybe they try to tank again and get like Drew Mestamaker or something. But I think they're just buying time right now. I don't think they're gonna try to like keep him as their franchise guy. I
Well,
think I'm glad they moved on from Tua though. I am glad for that because they were just wasting time. But
yeah. Well, like I'm gonna disagree with you right there because I feel like Malik Willis, like when he was in Tennessee, he never really got a chance to have the opportunity. He was only there for he only was not Tennessee. What team was he?
no, it was Tennessee.
That was Tennessee because they drafted Will Levis. So
Yeah,
like he never really had the opportunity like he had when he first got there. Like didn't really put him in till the end of the season. Then they already drafted a replacement over him. And then like even like when he was still at Tennessee, when he was competing, people were saying the reports that he was better than Will Levis, but the franchise refused to play him. Then he left for the Packers. And then he just got a chance just to sit and watch Jordan Love. And with that great coaching staff, which their GM and I'm pretty sure their DC both went to Miami, so it was kind of right on the wall that he was eventually going to find his way down to Miami. I feel like he has a chance to actually do something that hadn't really been done in like a long time is being a Miami Dolphin quarterback that made the playoffs. Like Tua had done it, but like we know how that ended off. Tua wasn't really healthy. He's a little injury prone. I think Malik Willis can be that franchise guy. He's not. He's still, decent age. He's not in his late. He's not in his early 30s. He's just more like I gotta check his age, but he's like 26, 27, 28 years old.
26. He's 26.
26.
He'll,
Yeah, he's
he'll be
26.
27 and he'll be 27 in May. I think, like you said, he's young, bro. So I don't disagree in that regard. But I'm saying, are they going to actually work with him though? Because right now, who's his weapons? Like, is
J-
Jalen Waddle his
Jalen
weapon?
Waddle,
That's
Von
like his
Achen.
number one.
Yeah, but I feel like I'd rather for them to sign a quarterback that is proven, or that we think is proven, compared to them drafting another quarterback. Because like, what's their history with drafting quarterbacks? Like, I don't know if they had a good quarterback since Dan Marino. So like and this is their chance to actually change the tides. Like sometimes you just need that one person to change your whole entire organization.
I agree, man. I think he can make some noise for sure. I think they're gonna make the playoffs. It's just is it gonna be like another Lamar situation, bro? I don't want to see that happen though. But at least this is his shot though. This is gonna be his team, so he's gonna be the starter. So like this is good for him, for Malik Willis for sure. Team he's gonna be a starter. So I think that it'll be a good fit for him for sure. At least he gets the opportunity to show, that he can. Even though he proved himself with Green Bay, he played well with Green Bay
Mm-hmm.
when Jordan Love went down last season. So I think I think him going to Miami, and it's gonna be a new head coach, pretty much new coaching staff. So he got some new work to work with. Um, it's just a matter of if his weapons are gonna come through for him. So yeah.
Yeah, but I talked about the Dolphins releasing Tua. So, but then I guess Atlanta saw something into it, and they signed him for a 1 year, 1.3 million, a prove it deal. And like, what do you think that QB battle is going to look like between Michael Penix Jr. when healthy and Tua when healthy? Keyword: when they're healthy.
Yeah, I think Michael Penix will win and out, bro. They're both left-handed quarterbacks. Uh, I just think I would roll with, even though Tua has the experience, right? I think I would roll with Michael Penix just because, like, just give him a shot, bro. I think you should just give him a shot, and if he doesn't perform, obviously, go back to Tua. But just give Michael Penix a shot. I think he'll win that QB battle because I think he deserves it, bro. He done waited it out. Yeah, they signed Kirk Cousins, and nothing really, it ain't what they expected it to be. So I think that at least having Michael Penix thrown out there, seeing what he can do, I think that's gonna be the best thing for them, because you don't want to throw Tua out there and then he get hurt and then he not be able to, you're not gonna be able to rely on him. He's just too injury prone, bro. So I wouldn't even have. It's the reason they signed him to that 1 year deal like they did, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Like it's like a
they,
1 year, like a 1 year, like how the NBA is like a 1 year league minimum Russell
yep,
Westbrook type of contract.
yep, exactly. I think they know what comes with signing Tua, bro.
Yeah.
So
Like I've been seeing all the jokes. I've been seeing all the memes. Like, oh, they better build a statue right outside the Grady Memorial Hospital, like in Atlanta. So like, that's what it like. It doesn't really make sense for Atlanta, in my opinion. Like, you already have Michael Penix Jr. Really, just walk. They should have brought a quarterback who is actually like who's not going to be bring all the drama in the mix. Like, I would have been mad if they would have brought in like a Geno Smith to be the backup for Michael Penix Jr. compared to a
yeah,
Tua, because Tua is a bigger name who is still who is the same age or a year or two older than Michael Penix Jr. So it's not like, oh, it's a veteran quarterback kind of move. But like, I'd rather them bring in like Jameis Winston or Russell Wilson, someone like it's not going to take the starting spot, but like if Michael Penix go down, your season's not really completely screwed over because you have a veteran quarterback. Compared to Tua, he is injury prone just as Michael Penix, and he brings in a lot of controversy because he can be a franchise quarterback because we saw when healthy with the Dolphins. But is this really the move? Like, and like for Tua, is this really the move? Like, I understand like wanting to sit behind, but like you could sit behind established offenses like the Packers, like the Rams, like the 49ers. Like you see how that worked well for teams like Sam Darnold and Mac Jones. Those are two quarterbacks that sat behind veteran quarterbacks, and then when they went to their respective franchises, well, not Mac Jones, but when Sam Darnold left for the Vikings and the Seahawks, whole entirely different person. So So I don't. It doesn't make sense for Tua. It doesn't make sense for Atlanta. I feel like the biggest loser from all that is Michael Penix Jr. because no, he's probably confused. Like, oh, I thought I'm supposed to be the franchise quarterback. That's why they released Kirk Cousins. So
Yeah.
I'm taking the reins. But this is what happens when the GM and the coach that doesn't draft that quarterback. That's what happens because they always try to get their own guy instead, and that always bring confusion in.
Yeah, I agree. Completely agree.
But we also saw another big quarterback got released. I thought he was going to go to Miami, but no, they decided to get Malik Willis instead. Kyler Murray got released from the Arizona Cardinals. So where do you think he is going?
Where everybody else think he's going, I think he's gonna go to Minnesota, bro. I think that's the best option for him because the other options that were on the table they're kind of booked up, like you said, Miami with Malik Willis, and then what other? I don't. I think that's pretty much it.
Like the
Like,
Vikings is the only one I really see. I feel
yeah,
like that move makes perfect sense. Like imagine the Kyler Murray to Justin Jefferson deep bomb, like what Kevin O'Connell can do with Kyler Murray is going to be crazy. You saw what he did with Kirk Cousins. You saw what he tried to do with J.J. McCarthy. You saw what he did with Sam Darnold. His offense, he's one of the best offensive minds in the league. So I feel like him mixed with Kyler Murray, mixed with Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, that Vikings offense is going to look a little scary. Their defense is already great. When they signed Brian Flores as longer for when they re-signed for their defensive coordinator, and I'm saying this as a Broncos fan. The Vikings had like one of the best had the best defense schemes because like I feel like their defensive schemes were just better than the Broncos. The Broncos had a lot better players.
hmm
So Brian Flores coming back. Now if you bring in Kyler Murray, that I see the Vikings winning that division over the Bears and over the Packers.
and you know what? As a Ravens fan, I'm gonna say this: I was upset that we didn't even try, like, we didn't even try to get Brian. I mean, we interviewed him, but like, he was not leaving Minnesota, bro. I was kind of upset. I'm not gonna lie, but man, shout out Minnesota. I think yeah, I think that would be the best plan for Colin Murray, bro, because he got weapons, like you said, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and then the coaching. That's the best fit for him. It'll be better than Arizona, bro. So I think he might as well. Yeah, he just might as well just make it official. They might as well offer him that contract. And at this point, it don't even matter what the money is talking about. I think he just tired of losing, or he should be at least. He should be tired of losing. And Minnesota gonna give a better chance to win. So
and and we know like the Cardinals is a terribly run franchise. Like we know this since the beginning. We see all the locker room cards reports like, oh, they're effing this, they're effing that, like they're effing this, they're effing that, like they have a D in that, they have a C in this. Like no one wants to be in Arizona. Period. So like this him getting a change in scenery, like even like all the stuff he had to go through when he was at Arizona, they're blaming him like, oh, he cares about playing Call of Duty over playing playing football. His professional like
yeah,
he could be in California with the Oakland Athletics and playing baseball instead, but he chose football for a reason. And just to say that, oh, he cares about playing Call of Duty over playing football, the sport that he chose over another sport where he could have been making honestly more money over there too. So
yeah,
I feel
exactly.
like
And I liked his response when they tried to spread that about him. His response was like, "Do you think he can really afford to not study the playbook, the game plan, and at his height?" at his size, he can't afford to do that as a quarterback. And I liked his response. It was like a good response to, the media tries to tear down, quarterbacks, especially the ones that you know.
Yeah.
So like his response was great, and I think it was just time to get out of Arizona, bro. And I feel like Arizona is kind of like the same as the Houston Texans. A lot of people talk about, well, in the past, how the Houston Texans were, like DeAndre Hopkins, Deshaun Watson, Andre Johnson. They've all came out and talked about how the Houston Texans organization would mistreat their players, and I think Arizona is kind of unfortunately turning into that. And I think it was time for Kyler Murray to get out of there. So I'm kind of excited to see. Hopefully, he actually goes to Minnesota, because I would like to see him make some noise in Minnesota. Luckily, the Ravens ain't got to see them, so it's all good.
Yeah. Hey, keep him in the NFC. Like, keep all these people in the NFC, in my opinion.
Exactly. Exactly.
But let's get on to the wide receivers. They've been making bags. Like, the biggest. I gotta go into this. So Alec Pierce, mega deal. The Colts dropped a historic 4-year, $116 million extension. Do you think Alec Pierce is a tier one superstar, or this is going to be like one of the worst contracts you ever see in NFL history?
Option number two. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
And for them to make this move, they had to trade away Michael Pittman Jr., who got a 3-year extension, $59 million, to the Steelers. So,
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I really saw, and I've been seeing podcasts like PS2 said Alex Pierce underrated, but like, I don't know, like, he's underrated, but that's not underrated money. Like,
Yeah. Underrated or perfectly rated?
I think he's underrated, but like the
Like,
money
what was
now,
his
that makes him
stats,
over it.
bro? Like, what was his stats? I feel like somebody that's underrated, Cortland Sutton. I'm giving Cortland Sutton that money over Alex Pierce, respectfully, bro.
His stats this year, this is his first year that he had 1,000 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns, 21 yards per catch, and 47 receptions. Last year, he had 824 yards and 7 touchdowns and 37 catches.
I mean, it is the Colts,
I
but like,
I, I would never traded away Michael Pittman Jr.
Michael Pittman Jr. is my number one, bro. I'm not trading away
He's
him either.
he's the like Michael Pittman Jr. He's the X receiver. Alex Pierce, he's the slot guy. I wouldn't really prioritize the slot receiver. Are you gonna make him the X receiver now since Michael Pittman's gone? So like, and they already traded away Adrian Mitchell. Like, they already traded Adrian Mitchell away to the Jets.
Wait, Adonai Mitchell went to what, the Chiefs?
No, they traded him away. Remember they made that Sauce Gardner trade?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So they already
Oh
gave up on the young receiver they just drafted a year ago in the first or 2 rounds. I don't know. I don't really see the move. And the Colts were doing so good. They also resigned Daniel Jones. I gotta look up the contract real quick, but they also resigned Daniel Jones. Was it a 2-year, $88 million contract extension? So I don't know. A lot of money going around, especially giving the money to a quarterback that coming off an injury, who only has really 1 year of proven tape. So like, I want to give 2 years, $88 million. So that's $40 million per year to a
then you,
quarterback come.
then you got to pay the receiver $100 million for 3 years.
And remember they did all, like, they still got players like Jonathan Taylor. Like, they gotta pay the O line. Like, I don't know. I think the Colts are just spending a lot of money just to be third in the AFC South. Honestly, fourth in the AFC South, because I see the Titans being better than them, the Texans are going to be better than them, the Jags are going to be better than them. So they're the last team in their division, in my opinion.
I feel like the Colts is just good for Lucas Oil Stadium for the draft combine, if you want to be honest.
They haven't been the same since they ran Peyton Manning out of town. They haven't been the same since then.
I don't know, bro. I can't agree with that receiver contract. With no offense to him, bro, but I don't know, bro. That's crazy. He
Shout out his
getting
agent.
he getting real number one guy money right now, and I just don't. I'm not agreeing with it, but hey, I'm not a GM, so
Hey, but what are your thoughts about the Steelers move? Because they signed Rico Dow and they traded for Michael Pittman Jr. The Steelers are low key making moves for Will Howard.
and I hate it, bro, because that's AFC North. That's we got to see them 2 times, almost 3 times a year, bro. Like I don't like that, but hey, I'm happy for Pittsburgh, as because they're I feel like the AFC is gonna be open, especially the North. The AFC is gonna be wide open, bro. AFC North is gonna be wide open, especially if Joe Burrow can stay healthy. The Steelers are gonna be good. They're gonna beat us at least once, like they always do.
And the Browns been making moves too, trying to strengthen up their O line for Shador.
Yeah, yeah,
Only thing what the Browns really do need is just that wide receiver, because Jerry Judy's not gonna be it.
yeah. That's the Jag. That's the Jag right there. But nah, I do like it for the Steelers. I don't like it for the Ravens. Just because we're gonna have to worry about them. But I like it and the moves that they making. I think it's good for them.
And since we're talking,
It gives the fans something to cheer about too.
mm-hmm,
They got something to look forward to. So
mm-hmm. And we were talking about big moves from the AFC teams. One of the big moves, the Buffalo Bills trained for DJ Moore.
hmm
And since that move, they're the favorites to win the AFC. Well, for the fifth time again, but they're favored
yeah,
to win the AFC. So, what's your thought about DJ Moore now, Buffalo Bill?
there's no excuse for Josh Allen, bro. If he don't win it, they're like we gotta start making excuses for him.
Because they
That's
fired the
that's exactly how I'm looking at it. I can't even say nothing else after that because he's had
because
bro. Because Lamar has never gotten what Josh Allen has gotten, bro. He's had Stephon Diggs. He's had now DJ Moore. He's had plenty of guys, bro. So like, and they're almost way more proven than Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers is your number one. It says a lot, and that's a slot guy. You're the number one guy should be Bateman, but like, come on. So there's no more excuses for Josh Allen after this year, bro. If he don't get it done, he should have got it done last year. But we see his playoff performance against Denver, right?
mm-hmm. Yeah, like they blame Stephon Diggs, so they got rid of Stephon Diggs. They blame that you guys have no run game, so they brought in the run game. They blame you guys don't have defense, so they brought in the defense. They blame the coach, so they got rid of the coach. So now they're bringing DJ Moore, new coach. So let's see if it works. If it doesn't, it seems like the writing's on the wall. So,
Yeah,
and then
and just
last,
and then just go give Lamar that MVP that you got too, because
mm-hmm,
I don't want to be that guy, but it should have been Lamar's. It was just winner's fatigue at that point.
mm-hmm. So the last move I want to talk about, Mike Evans going to the 49ers.
Yeah, I did see
So
that.
So what's your reaction to what is this going to be huge for the 49ers or he's going to be another receiver on the IR for them?
It's gonna be like the Ravens signing DeAndre Hopkins.
Really? He
Yeah.
was I'll say like
No,
oh,
don't get me wrong. DeAndre Hopkins made some big plays for us. I'm not saying that it wasn't an Odell situation. I'm just saying, he gonna bring the experience, back to San Francisco. Brock Purdy gonna have, another reliable source on the outside. So I think it'll be good, but I just don't expect, anything crazy out of Mike Evans because he is, hitting that point to where you know, he just on his way out. He ain't got nothing else to prove. He got a Super Bowl. He's proved himself in Tampa Bay. He what what record did he break? He was like, I think it was touchdowns
mm-hmm.
in Tampa Bay. So like,
Not touchdowns, like receiving your most consecutive 1,000 seasons. And
yeah,
then
most
he
consecutive.
tied Jerry Rice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, most consecutive 1,000 seasons. He ain't got nothing else to prove, bro. So I don't think you. you don't gotta expect nothing crazy out of him. So yeah, I do like the pickup though. Brock Purdy got another reliable source on the outside, especially after getting rid of
Well, it seems like everybody in our division, the AFC West division, are making moves besides the Broncos because the rich just keep on getting richer for the Kansas City Chiefs. Them adding Super Bowl MVP Kenneth Walker. What's your thoughts about him joining Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs?
uh I think he needs to be prepared to carry a lot of the load next season, especially because Mahomes is going to be out a little bit. Um, I'm just surprised Seattle is letting because they let Tyreek Woolen walk too. They're just letting people walk, uh, and y'all just won a Super Bowl. Y'all didn't even think about going back. Y'all didn't even think about who even got y'all to where y'all was at. The Super Bowl MVP just walked out the door. Like that's it's kind of crazy, and y'all didn't even. I don't know. And on the Seahawks part, I feel like they failed a little bit, but you
Yeah,
know, and
yeah,
I'm surprised Kansas City signed him because I thought Kansas City was going to try to draft Jordan Love, but
yeah.
uh,
Like I said earlier, why would you draft a guy that you don't know is proven and then sign someone you know who's already proven?
yeah,
I'm just mad at this to the Chiefs. Like I wanted Kenneth Walker on our team because you know how our health wise is with our running back with J.K. Dobbins. You know, when J.K. Dobbins is good, no, he was top 5 rushing yards. But you know when he was healthy,
yeah.
but like,
Shout out J.K. Dobbins in a Ravens uniform, bro.
but
It's
he wasn't the only.
crazy as a Ravens fan. Just oh man, bro.
But he's
That's
not the only running back that made big moves. We talked about Rico Dowd, but we also saw the Texans trading for Dave Montgomery and the Lions signing Isaiah Pacheco. So, what's your thoughts about those two teams picking up those running backs?
I'm gonna start with Detroit picking up Isaiah Pacheco. Y'all already got a back like that in Jameer Gibbs. I feel like they didn't need to get Isaiah Pacheco. Instead, you should have got another big running back like David Montgomery. I mean, obviously you couldn't pay. I think the reason that they can't pay David Montgomery and Jameer Gibbs. Obviously they was gonna have to separate eventually, and
Mm-hmm.
I think it was smart for them to have it happen the way that it did. I just don't like the Isaiah Pacheco pickup because you just got two speed backs at that point, you know? And I feel like it was a good balance with David Montgomery and Jameer Gibbs because David Montgomery was their power back. He can take all the hits, and then Jameer Gibbs, once he hit that hole and see that green, he gone.
Mm-hmm.
So like I feel like you've gonna like a lot of the lows gonna be on Jameer Gibbs, and he gonna take a lot of blows that he shouldn't be. So I think they should have went to go get a bigger back. But in terms of David Montgomery going to Houston, at what cost? Because I did see that one of their best offensive linemen is out of there. So David Montgomery gonna be experiencing a little bit of load management stuff too. He gonna have to work around a lot of. It's gonna be different for both Jameer Gibbs and David Montgomery. It's gonna be weird because they're gonna be getting a lot of touches when they was both in Detroit. They shared the load, which that's why they're good. So it's gonna be I don't know. It's gonna be weird.
Yeah, it
Uh,
kind of sucks seeing like Sonic and Knuckles not being together. Now someone's saying this is Sonic and Shadow for the
yeah,
Lions. So
yeah.
I
I
don't know.
did see the Sonic and Shadow. That was funny
Yeah,
because
but
they
I'm
like they low key that is Sonic and Shadow. Like it's
yeah.
yeah, but
But we'll see. Like I don't know. I wasn't really a huge fan of the Lions trading him away, but honestly, I can see Isaiah Pacheco being a good backup for Jameer Gibbs because you can't have Jameer Gibbs taking all the touches because that's how a running back gets hurt. So it's good to
and
have
that's the thing. We don't know. That's another thing. We don't know David Montgomery's backup like that. Who's going to be? Well, I think they have
Nick Chubb. Do they
yeah, they
still
got
have Nick Chubb? Yeah.
but that's still two big power backs, and then Nick Chubb.
Mm-hmm.
His history with his injury.
Mm-hmm.
I he's still a good back, but I don't know. I think the Lions backfield was or the running backs for the Lions in the backfield would still be better than Houston's. But
But one team we're not talking about, the Panthers and their defense. They brought in Jalen Phillips for a 4-year, 120 million. some say that's a little too much money for someone who's not healthy. But also, they brought in Devin Lloyd from the Jaguars, 3 years, $45 million. Are the Carolina finally building something, a real identity on defense? After you saw in the past they traded away Brian Burns.
I think the Panthers they is making some good moves, and they didn't do too bad last season either. They kind of surprised me in their play because usually Carolina is really 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 bad, but in the South they got they comp is Tampa Bay, New Orleans, and then it's
Atlanta. So like the division's easy to win. Like it's just
exactly.
a team has to be good enough to win more games.
Yeah, NFC South, we know how that is, bro. So
Mm-hmm.
I think Carolina can make some noise, bro. Uh, Baker Mayfield gonna struggle with Tampa Bay. Atlanta need to figure out their QB situation. And New Orleans, brother, they still I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Brother.
That no call PI when when Drew Brees was there. So I don't know. So
Yeah. But before we wrap up, give me your winner and your loser so far for the NFL offseason.
winner and loser, man, I would say loser. Loser, I would say Seattle, just because they let Tyreek Woolen walk away, and then the Super Bowl MVP walk away.
Yeah, I agree. I'll say
I feel
Seattle.
like I feel like that's a loss, bro. Like
And then for winner, what do you say who's the winner for now?
winner, sleeper winner, the Giants, bro. They got a lot. They got a lot of signees, mostly from the Ravens, but
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. I agree with you with that. I'll say the Giants too, because like it seemed like John Harbaugh, he's that CEO type of coach. He's gonna get his guys and people want to play for him for a reason. So I agree.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
But that's pretty
sleeper.
much what we have for the podcast. Want to shout out your socials?
Yes, sir. Not J.Jack on Instagram, the real JJack underscore on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. I haven't said that in a long time.
Siafa on all platforms, and also check out my YouTube channel. Stay with me, okay? So,
Yeah,
next
check it out.
next video is we're talking about the Minnesota Timberwolves. So tune on down Friday. But I hope you guys
Yes.
have a great day, and we're out.
Peace.